Hey guys, it's Eden. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This palette has just been blowing up everywhere. I know there's already reviews everywhere, so I'm not going to go super crazy in depth. I'm just going to give you my little opinion on it. I'm going to do some swatches, and at the end you can see the little tutorial on just this eye look that I did. So if you want to see how I did this look, just stay tuned until the end. But bottom line, I think this palette is really good and I'd say it's worth it. But if you guys want to see my whole review on it, then let's just get into it. So let's just get right into it. This is the palette. The packaging is just gorgeous. I love it. It's nice and sturdy plastic. Comes with a really nice mirror. And then it comes with a brush as well. And here are the shades. Just gorgeous. These are like some of my favorite shades, and I just think this palette is amazing. Bottom line, it's just great. If you like these shades, you're gonna like this palette. Now, I definitely think the mattes are a little bit better than the shimmers. I've never owned a naked palette before. This is my first one. This is just the first one that really kind of spoke to me, and I was like, I need that. So I love it, but I do think if you're gonna use the shimmers, it works best either with this brush or with your finger. And even so, I have it on my lid right now in the center and it looks gorgeous. I really like it. I like a subtle shimmer though. So if you're someone who likes super metallic shimmers that are like super glittery and sparkly, I don't think that you're going to be super excited about these. They're just a nice subtle shimmer. They give you a really nice pop on the lid, as you can see, but they're not like super intense. So if you're looking for that, this isn't going to be the palette for you. Geez, I hope I'm not blinding you. So yeah, if you're looking for that, this isn't going to be the palette for you. But if you like matte eyeshadow looks with a subtle little pop of shimmer, then you are going to love this. And that's what I like. So this palette is just right up my alley. It's really nice quality. It blends so well. Very easy to work with. And all in all, I think this is just a really great palette. And I wanted to show you the brush because I think it's different than the other Naked palettes. So one side is like this, kind of like a bigger pencil brush, which is really nice to kind of pat color on the inner and outer corner or on the lower lash line. And then this side's a little interesting. It's almost like it wanted to be a blending brush, but it's a little too stiff, but it does actually pack color on the lid really well, so that's what I use that for. So now I'm going to go ahead and swatch the palette for you. Alrighty guys, so the first shade we have here is Ounce. It's perfect for the brow bone, in my opinion, or your inner corner. It's not super metallic. It's really just a nice, very subtle shimmer, almost matte, honestly, but I really like that because I don't like a really shimmery brow bone. Next, we have the shade Chaser. And I don't know if it's really showing up that much on my skin tone. It's a very light shade. You could use this to set your whole lid if you wanted to, but I honestly like to use this as my first transition shade just to kind of help with the whole blurring process of the edges. And even if you blend your shadow up too high, you can use this to blur the edges as well. Next is the shade Sauced. Gorgeous transition shade, very pigmented. And then we have Low Blow, another great transition shade. These two are like two of my favorites. They're just so nicely pigmented and they blend really well as well. That swatch isn't very good. It's not really doing this shade justice because it actually is a really nice shade. Next we have Lumbre, which is the shade I have on my eye right now in the middle. It's gorgeous. These shimmers swatch so well. They don't show up as pigmented on the eyes, but they're still really nice. Then we have He Devil, which is a really pretty reddish brown. Next we have Dirty Talk. Again, a beautiful pigmented shimmer. Haven't used this on the eye yet, but I mean it swatches beautifully. And then we have Scorched, which I know people are saying that these two are a little too similar. I agree, they are very similar, but they do look a lot different. This one has almost more of a purple undertone, where this one is more copper. Very pretty shimmers. And now for the deeper shades, we have Cayenne, which is my personal favorite from the palette. I'm swatching this on like a weird part of my arm, so it's not gonna look good, but oh my gosh, I love this shade. It literally is the color of rust, and I just love it. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm gonna be wearing this so much. The next shade we have is En Fuego, and this shade and the next one are definitely, they feel more dry to the touch, and I don't think they're as pigmented as the other ones, honestly, but still good shades. I haven't used them on the eyes yet, but I think they will still be nice. So as you can see, there's En Fuego and Ashes. Not as pigmented, but still nice. You can definitely get some depth with those shades. And then the last shade is Ember. This is such a beautiful and unique shade to me. It's a nice dark brown with like this coppery reflect, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So here's the whole palette swatched. I think it's gorgeous, and I definitely think it's worth it. I know there's a lot of controversy about the swatches with this palette, but I kind of just went up and down a couple of times and then swiped. I didn't use any kind of primer, enhancer, nothing. So obviously they look different on the eyes than in swatches, but this can just kind of help you see what the color looks like. Alrighty guys, so that was my review. I hope you found it helpful. I just wanted to make it short and sweet and to the point. I think it's a great palette, and if you're into the colors, I would say go for it. Now, I really think, in my opinion, Anastasia eyeshadows are the best. The only palette I have actually tried is the Modern Renaissance, and this is my favorite palette. These eyeshadows are just amazing. The best I have ever used in my life. So I definitely still prefer the Anastasia, but I don't regret buying this palette at all. I'm going to get a lot of use out of it, and I do think it's gorgeous. But I do want to compare, because I know some people might think that they're similar, and they really aren't that similar. A couple shades look a little similar, like these first three and a couple of the lighter ones here, but they're not when you swatch them. So I just wanted to give that little comparison. And here's it compared to the Morphe 35O. Again, maybe a couple shades are a little bit similar, but definitely not the same. So yeah guys, that is it for my little review. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope those comparisons kind of, helped you decide if you have one of these palettes, if you really need this one. But all in all, it's a really great palette, and I love it, and I'm so happy I picked it up. So yeah guys, it's retailing for $54. I ordered this on June 12th, and I got it on the 15th, which I think was so good. It got here so quick, a day earlier than it said it was going to. So their shipping is really on point, and it goes again on sale on the 30th of June. So if you would like to pick this up, then that is when you can. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped, and let's just get into the little demo of this eye look I created today with the palette. Alrighty guys, so I'm just going to prime my lids with some concealer. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and this one I have is the shade Light Medium. I always prime my lids with concealer, so I'm just going to do the same thing today. Then I'm just going to go ahead and use my Airspun powder and set that concealer. Alrighty, so now that my base is done, we can dip into the palette. So it does have this brush that I will be using today a little bit, but to start off, I'm just going to take my Morphe M513. It's just this nice fluffy brush, and I'm going to be dipping into the shade Chaser. And this one is really light, but I'm going to use this because I feel like it's really going to be a nice shade just to have in the crease to let everything blend into. And I also feel like this is a good shade if maybe like you blend your dark shadow up too high or something. You can just kind of dip into this shade and it'll kind of buff and blur out the edges. So I'm really happy that this shade is in the palette. So next, with the same brush, I'm going to dip into the shade called Sauced. And it's a nice warm transition shade. Just gonna blend that right on top of that last shade. I'm very lightly dipping into this because the shades are really pigmented. Now I'm going to dip into the shade Low Below, and I'm going to use the same brush, but I'm going to keep it a little bit lower. right into the crease. So now I'm going to take that low blow shade again that we were just using, and I'm going to put that on the outer and inner corner. I'm going to be doing a halo eye again, which I know I do a lot of halo eyes, but it's just my favorite technique and I feel like it really flatters my eye shape. So now I'm going to take the brush that came with the palette. I'm going to take the shade Cayenne, which honestly so far this is my favorite shade from the palette. It's just such a beautiful like rust colored brown. It's just so pretty. It's not too red. It's just gorgeous. And I'm taking that on the smaller side of the brush. As you can see, this brush picks up a lot of product. I really like it. And the shadow is so pigmented. So I'm going to take that. I literally barely tapped into it too. And I'm just going to pack this on the outer and inner corner. Oh my gosh, I love this shade. Now I'm just going to take my Morphe M433 and get in there and blend that shade out. Alright, I just zoomed you guys in a little bit because I realized I should probably be a little bit closer to show you what's going on, but as you can probably see now, I mean, these shadows blend beautifully. Very pigmented, not too pigmented, and they blend really well. Now, I'm going to take the shade Lumbre, which is this one right here. It's a gorgeous shade, but with the shimmers in this palette, I find that the best way to apply them is either with this flat side of the brush here or with your finger. I tried a different brush and it didn't apply super well, but I did also apply it on top of a matte shade. So today I left this part blank because yesterday I was just playing with the palette and randomly decided to pop it on top of the matte shade and it wasn't very pigmented. So today I'm just going to take my finger and put it right in the center. See, even with my finger, the shade is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but it's not like super crazy metallic. Now back to the M433 just to blend a little bit. And then I'm going back in with this brush and the shade Cayenne, that darker rusty shade. And I'm going to pack it on again. Alrighty, so the rest of my face is basically done. So now we're going to go ahead and do the lower lash line. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here called Low Blow. I'm going to take that on a little e.l.f. brush. This is the contour brush for your eyes. And I'm just going all the way around with this one. And I'm bringing it up to kind of connect it to the top there. And now I'm going to go back into the shade Cayenne, which is this one right here. I seriously love this shade so much. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just putting this one more on like the outer half rather than all the way in. Now I'm going to take my fluffy blending brush that I've been using and literally go across all the edges. And now I'm just going to take this shade called Ounce right here. This last one on the end, and I'm going to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone with this one. This is a shimmer, but it's a little bit more of a powdery. It's like, I don't even know what to call this because it's kind of like a matte highlight almost. It has just a really subtle shimmer, which I actually really enjoy. And that's why I'm going to put it on my brow bone today because I'm someone who does not like a shimmery brow bone. It's just not my thing. But this shade I can do. It reminds me a lot of Tempera from the Modern Renaissance palette, only this one's less shimmery than that one even. Alrighty, so now to finish this off, I'm just going to go in with some mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Alrighty, so this is the finished eye look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. Let me know what you guys think, and if you guys are going to be picking up this palette or not. I would love to know what you think of it, and if you liked my review, please give it a thumbs up so I know. So yeah guys, that's it, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.